Welcome to today's Factorio, which is episode 83 of my 248k run on a ribbon world with a 10 times science multiplier, and now megabase style 1000 science per minute, which is very exciting. Last time we put together, we've got some blinking things that we'll go look at in a bit. Last time we put together this, actually we didn't put this together last time, but we made this work last time. And now we're just getting a bunch of science happening, which is nice. Some of these guys are not running permanently, which we're going to have to look at, but never mind. I'm diagnosing this as like part of what we want to be doing today. The thing we did build last time, which is kind of fine, is... yeah, we've got these new 3 silos, they're requesting satellites, stuff is turning up, these stations are actually connected to the roboport so they turn off properly now, which is nice. I think I reshuffled some of these chest limits last time too, which we're going to talk about for a bit, and I think today it's mostly going to be wandering around, poking a couple of things, checking that everything is running in the way that it needs to. What else did I think this setup is different as well. These silos are beaconless because I didn't think I was going to have the rocket parts, and we seem short on RCUs, which is not super surprising for reasons. And yeah, these silos I don't need for exotic science anymore. We're just gonna just start buffering. How much is this? Each 100 is a launch, so we've got 6 chests of 300, so it's like maybe 20 rocket launchers worth of stuff there, which is fine. And then yeah, we've got all these labs just running, and we're actually building up all kinds of purple science, and also all kinds of yellow science, and also all kinds of space science, and we're now kind of lab limited, which is super exciting. Then I think also I changed all these chest limits, so that, yeah, because the space science stacks to a different amount to the yellow and purple science, all of these stack sizes have been set so that I will cache the same amount of yellow and purple science as space science, because I don't really want to build up a huge buffer of space science here. Like, it's not super useful. The thing I did want to do is, I think that these ones are, yeah, these chests are not set at all. So what I really want to do is have this set up also for all of the other kinds of science, because buffering the same amount of science is going to be good, and then making sure that, for example, the space science correctly, air quotes, correctly backs up into the silos, and so extra rocket parts that I don't necessarily need for space science once I've got a buffer end up going into these guys for more ore will probably be a good deal. I can only... yeah, okay, so I guess we move all of these things and then worry about moving the roboports later because we've just depowered them. Oh, well. And then are some of these... I don't really have the inventory space to be doing this kind of stuff. But mostly I wanted to get, yeah, all of this science. We kind of want... yeah, we want to not have quite so much of all of that science in the boxes that will... I guess these ones are still going to be closest to the labs, aren't they? So yeah, so the train is also set up to have some amount of... what, this is like 8,000 science, isn't it? And then the space science one is limited to also just allow 8,000 space science. So we have the same amount of all of those things, and then we've also got... not many satellites. That's interesting. But yeah, need to move all of these guys. I think at some point we're going to be rebuilding the labs as well, because one of the things from the graph is, yeah, this is the production science pack and the utility science pack. And one of these is kind of stable mostly, but not at the number I was expecting. I was expecting closer to 1,500, which is kind of this number, for the utility science, which is fine, except these dips also look like there's train supply issues. Like, it'll run at 1,500 science up until the point where it doesn't, where it's like waiting for a train to supply more ingredients or something like that. So that's going to be a thing. And then also there's this dip over here for the production science, which is also a bit of a concern. So I mean, this is going fast enough. It's getting a lot of stuff done. If we look at the consumption, though, yeah, the consumption is almost exactly 1,000 per minute, and is now pretty consistent after we got the kind of the train stuff set up and all of that kind of. So we're going at 1,000 science a minute. We're actually generating more than that. That's the wrong screen, which is why all of this stuff is starting to bank up. So I think we need to get more labs in here, but I don't know if we're doing that yet. I think there might be some other things I want to get around to doing first. Also, these things I haven't got around to actually moving all of this acid yet. I think maybe this amount of acid is worth saving. If we get this pump out the way, then these will equalize between the tanks, and then we can take this thing and turn it into a station that says it has fancy acid. And then also take off the... Yeah, so trains might come here to get... to kind of collect this acid, of which some of it... Yeah, it's still going to be a bit of a mess, isn't it? Never mind. I think we're just going to let that do what it needs to. Yeah, because I think we've got to look at some of the other intermediates that are going into this purple and purple and yellow science, like the rich water, which actually seems like it's fine. Although this acid train here, not having anywhere to get acid from, is a bit of a concern, but we've also got a decent amount in there, so that's probably fine, and then we've also got a decent rich water supply. But then things like batteries, engines should be fine, ceramics should be fine. We have at least done a fairly large amount of stuff with red and green chips and stuff like that. But I did want somewhere... Are these beacon 3s? These beacon 2s. A beacon 3's down here. I could also just request chest some of the stuff. That might be... There are beacon 3s. Yeah, we want a bunch of beacon 3s. Yeah, and then... Because we've got to go and see the blue chips. Is one of the things that needs to happen for reasons. Yeah, blue chips are going to be over here, so we're going to have a look at that. In the meantime, the old purple science... Actually, the old yellow science used to be here, and now there's, like, a spare roboport and a couple of poles, and all of this stuff is getting, like, taken down, so that's fine. And then another rich water source that I kind of need to get rid of here. So I guess we're going to need another train station there to be able to have a train turn up and collect some of this stuff rather than just deleting it. And the yellow science, that was the yellow science, the purple science, used to be over here. It used to be about here. And we've also done a pretty good job of tearing that down. And then we could just continue having the bots get rid of all this old stuff we don't need anymore. This water actually supplies water to this other petrochems node that I'm not really using. But I do have sulfur here. So I could bring in iron and make more acid here and put that acid in these tanks and use that as another way to get sulfuric acid into the system. And also have this station doing a little more, because it used to be just doing explosive stuff. We're kind of past explosives because we just have complete map dominance. We do need the sulfur for the blue science. But yeah, so that's, and also this one is also old purple science builds that we don't need anymore. We've now got much fancier beacon things, and all of these resources are also things that the Logimall will just enjoy having, so I don't even mind tearing those down with bots. And then this is a train fuel station, which we're going to leave. We are still doing those train fuel things for the moment, even though we've got new trains. And yeah, one of the reasons why, yeah, the resources, the rocket silos are short. I'm not actually sure I hovered over that, so let's have a look at this. Yeah, RCUs, I'm generally kind of struggling for RCUs. Rocket fuel is fine. LDS is still struggling for different reasons. All these rockets currently have their RCUs, so it's not a good example. But the issue is that, and we're also in the blue chips for the same reason, these RCUs are... You know, just just, you know, doing what they can, but it's not enough because we kind of want to give these guys more beacons. We didn't previously bother giving this thing all of the beacons because we weren't going to be able to use all of them, but now we can, and just want to check that I've lined all... Yeah, there wasn't anywhere else for those to go. And we also, at this point, have all... The other reason for tearing down the old purple and yellow builds were to free up these beacon space, which also means we can now throw... What is it, another... Yeah, I'm quickly going to run out of my beacon space, aren't I? And then we just don't actually have the RCUs. We're just waiting to take these RCUs to places. And the thing is, when we do this, we're also going to have the same issue with blue chips, because the blue chips node here is, yeah, also not super happy for the amount of blue chips it has, which is why I'm over here personally, because I can't just have the bots build these because they are in different logistics networks. So we kind of need to visit these places or set up some cleverer build train, which we haven't done yet. But yeah, we're just gonna beacon a bunch of these blue chips harder. So some of these we just won't fit, which is fine, but we're still gonna just, yeah, get more build speed into the things that we can. The green chips here are going to be a bit of an issue though, because we don't necessarily have all the green chip manufacture that we would like, and I've kind of put charging stations in the middle of a bunch of these. And then also the other question that I'm now thinking about is, are these inserters just going permanently? Because if they are... Yeah, if they... Okay, so it looks like... I mean, but also are these stack limits capping out? Like, do I actually have... Actually, I think... Yeah, some of these stack limits are not hitting 12 all the time. So I reckon in some cases, and so here might be one of these cases, is that going to... Yeah, we can have one of those things there, and it probably will just manifest in these inserters carrying more per stack, and then getting more green chips out here. Also a pretty big deal, because that's how we're going to get all the blue circuits, and it's how we're going to get all of the RCUs. Getting stuck on trees, which is cool. So let's figure out where another of these can go, and I think we can have another one that's hitting as many things as we want. Yes. And then, I mean, we could have one in there. This one here, I think I want. One there. So yeah, so we've made all of that faster and nicer. The only thing about this is, I think I'm also struggling for green chips here. Yeah, we're kind of struggling for green chips, and this station is also making all of these green chips available for the rest of the base, which is cool, except that this other green chips, which we kind of extended recently, like this section over here is this much of it. However much is powered by this leftmost pair of substations. That is a new addition, because I wonder if we probably still have it on the graph, the point where this bit here, where the tier 3 beacons died and everything but in the base died because we didn't have enough green chips. So now we're working on having more green chips. But now that these chests are here, I would like to prioritize these stations for green chips over this one. But also the way we've done this, we've now assigned more trains as well, and so if I make this station unavailable, these other trains might not have anywhere to go. So yeah, we're getting annoyed by these trees. We're going to get rid of some of these trees so we can just move around a bit. So I think the plan that we do here, are these guys struggling for... Yeah, they actually need a place to put the wood, fine. I think the way we do this is we actually just circuit condition all these inserters together and set these on if we have more than, let's say, 1,000 blue chips in the network, because that will eventually look at all of these boxes, but also not count these other chests over here. So we'll fill up all of these chests with blue chips, and then also get 1,000 blue chips across here, and then we will make these inserters available. And this also means that trains will continue to turn up here and just not get the things they need, which is also still kind of fine because this is not the only green chip station. This also isn't going to connect all of these to each other, so we kind of need to do this. Then let's also connect these ones to the roboports. So all of these are currently disabled and will... Oh, I thought I got... Ah, okay. I need to paste that setting so that everyone has the blue chip setting. And then we can copy all of these configurations, which is still disabling all of them for the moment, because I'm pretty sure that... Let's randomly check some of these. Is that a big enough sample? That's a big enough sample, but some of these, yeah, these ones here and here. Yep, so this train station will now accept trains, which is fine, but they won't get green chips unless the blue circuits have all the green chips they need, because I'm pretty sure when I was looking at this that I concluded that these blue chips were stuck for the number of green chips they were getting. But we've just boosted all of those, so that's nice. This uranium train can stay there, it's fine. Okay. Yeah, then let's go and do the same thing to the RCUs. We can... Oh, I also blocked a bunch of stuff. That's cool. Yeah, let's go and do the same thing to the RCUs, because we have a bunch of extra beacons over here. Did I have... I've got another 29 beacons. That doesn't seem like a lot, but also I don't really have that many beacons to play with. I think we're going to have to go and redo a thing about the lab beacons as well. I would like to be getting more value out of the lab beacons. Basically, if we take this pattern and then replace all the assemblers with labs, we get 16 beacon impacts per beacon. And in the current lab pattern, we're only getting, I think, 8 lab impacts per beacon. Where's the labs? Labs are here. Yeah, each of these beacons is hitting 8. Oh no, more than 8. 12. But it's still not 16. And the more... And there's also all this kind of wasted space in the middle here, which if we got a build that was somehow more compact and that used more of this space, we might be able to get more of these in. In fact, let's just kick that off now by just deletion planning all of these labs. Let's actually save this section so that we can get requests for 2 chests, and then also requests for a lab with prop mods on it, and then we can organize those later, and then all of this can just go into the storage network, and then we'll put it back later. It'll be fine. We are going to go and look at we're going to go and talk about how these silos were set up slightly differently, and also talk about, the LDS issue at the moment. I think it's more prevalent in the main base, because it's basically further away from the other places the LDS wanted to be. I've lost my orientation now that I've blasted the labs. Yeah, here we go. Well, the labs are being blasted. Over here, we actually do have LDS, and we're actually kind of limited on RCUs. But the issue we've had on LDS is, like, these stations here are just a long way from where we wanted LDS to be. And then also, all of these module upgrades also need LDS. And we have been kind of slow on getting enough of these tier 3 modules, because we actually needed more LDS for module frames for these guys. In fact, does this thing look like it needs... Like, this one's got some modules in it and is cranking them out fine, but does this one need... I guess it's still going. I think we're now limited on these tier 2 modules, which is interesting. Why, oh, because I'm in the segment. Okay, yeah. I'm going to take this train back so all those trains can go. Yeah, things we changed about this are we've got a couple more of these chests around the place. We've got different size science packs. We're trying to load this train faster. And then, yeah, all of these guys I think are still cutting off at a reasonable number. Something like, so we're still caching a decent amount of the science. But we're also just trying to, you know, pull all of these in pretty quickly. The LDS, yeah, I think the fix for the LDS is all the way over here at the LDS node. We've still got all of this LDS just sitting around waiting to go places. Like, we've boosted the... I'm going to say we've boosted the RCU production. Have we actually boosted the RCU production? In like, the last 10 minutes or so? Have we... Oh, yeah, we really have. Yeah, we've doubled that to 1.8 thousand. So, rocket control units, super fine. Rocket fuel, interestingly enough. Okay, I'm going to need to do something about that as well. Wasn't expecting to have to do something about that. Low density structure is... kind of all over the place. I suspect this is all over the place because machines are shutting off, because we've got all the low density structure we want, and some of these are just full. Yeah. So I think the fix for this low density structure is we're still kind of limited by the number of trains we've got here, and like a boring, straightforward thing to do would be to manage these trains better, maybe have like dynamic train station limits for these things here, all these, so that multiple trains could path in rather than just one at a time. That's kind of the boring, less interesting way of what we're going to do to fix this stuff. The fun, cool way we're going to do to fix this stuff is not even in the technology anymore. We've got all the technology. We want to go and build some new trains, because a thing that I noticed, which I suspected was going to be the case, is these wagons have larger storage sizes, which means each train can bring in more stuff. So, not the Star Engine recipes. Here's the grade of train we're just gonna skip. Storage size 40. Okay, that's actually the same as regular trains, isn't it? Storage size 40. Yeah. So, the tier of train that we're just gonna skip is it fusion stage? It is fusion stage. Is these guys that just have the same storage size, oh well, but the best in mod suspension wagons have twice the storage size, which means each shipment that goes past can carry twice as much LDS or twice as many RCUs. So we need to go and automate this, which is going to be a thing. Was there any other... Were there any other things that I wanted to do first? I think there was... Which way are we going? Are we going this way? Yeah. And then... Yeah, so let's head back to the core and go and automate some trains, because we can just go and lodge more some things, because we've got, yeah, all of these things that I need for... Okay, nearly all of the things that we need for this are already in the logistics network. Like, all of these things... Oh, it's even made from diesel trains, which I still have a bunch of, which still have all this equipment in. Oh well, never mind. All of this stuff is already just in the logistics network, so we can just assign these to some assemblers and be fine with it. We can get, yeah, the tanker wagons, all of this stuff we can just upgrade. And then the trains we actually want are... Compact fusion cells, fine. Yeah, I put compact fusion cells and also combined matter in the logistics network already, and that's all stuff that's pretty straightforward. The only new thing we need to get are these HLP magnets. So I think we're going to do that pretty soon. The other thing I wanted to check on, which we may as well do, oh yeah, old blue chips builds that are just... Oh wait, this is the one that's in the... Yeah, this is the blue chips build that's in the other grid, which is going to be kind of annoying to get rid of, whereas somewhere over here... actually, yeah, the gold is the other resource that I did want to check up on to see how this stuff was keeping up with the increased red circuits demand, or yeah, the increased blue chips and RCUs demand. But over here is an old blue chips build that we're not using anymore, so I think we're just going to get the bots to do the same thing of... just upgrade all those chests. There's a bunch of extra chests they've put down as well. I don't really care. Just make all those things in there active provider chests. We're going to bounce a lot of copper cable into the main logistics network, but that's fine. And then also just like tear that entire thing down. This is just not a build we need anymore. We are doing blue chips in better ways, in better places. So all those bots are going to have jobs. Bots are going to be happy for a while. We are going to get quite a few pieces of copper in the main storage, but that's also fine because one of the things, yeah, this little bit over here is some stuff that I hacked together in between. So we've got more solar panels, we've got more of these satellite launching things. These guys aren't making... Oh yeah, because they're not making accumulators. Yeah, that's the one that is not surprising at all. Yeah, we're just logimalling all of these launch vehicles. We've got the fusion cells, which are one of the things the train needs. Which I don't have... Why do I not have portable fusion reactors? Is that because I... it's because I just... Yeah, I circuit conditioned the input inserter. That is reasonable. And then, yeah, we've got some combined matter. We've got some productivity bonuses on the combined matter. We've got a decent chunk of combined matter just sitting around. And then we've got nuclear assemblers that are going faster to make the solar panels. And then also nuclear assemblers that are going faster to make the batteries. And batteries were one of the things that I wanted to check on because I wasn't sure that we're actually getting enough of these, because the batteries we haven't really done much with for a while, and the batteries are in fact kind of sad. No one needs batteries at the moment. Like this station imbalance is probably because this thing here is not great, but I think we're going to go and poke that next. But the first thing to do is, do I actually need... How fast is this recipe? Once every 10 seconds? I don't think I need a lot of that at the moment. I think I can get rid of all of those constraints and just grab this stuff back and give these guys whatever I have and not worry about that going so fast at the moment, especially because all of this is apparently speed beaconed. Sure, apparently we're speed beaconing this. That's a thing that's happening. Yeah, because I wanted more just basic assemblers here. Actually, I should check that these trains can be made. Yeah, I'm not seeing anything that says I can't make those trains in these assemblers. So let's make the fusion stage train parts of... Yeah, let's have an EM suspension train. Let's get 2 stacks. Let's get also 2 stacks of all of these things. Let's have a suspension wagon. Let's have a tanker wagon, and then in the fusion stage let's have suspension wagon 2, suspension wagon 2. That was... This one is suspension wagon 2, this one is suspension tanker wagon 2, and yeah, other than HLP magnets, which is the thing we're going to go do, we can just straight set all of these recipes, and bots will bring a bunch of stuff, and it's fine, and... okay. I need to pull back some of these build limits a bit, because this, like, the 6-second craft time is fine. The thing is, though, yeah, we are filling up so much of these that we don't actually want to be requesting this much of this at all. We only want, like, 6 of these, and then, yeah, there's just too much stuff here. Probably we can go to 40. Let's go to 40 of all of these resources. It's not a thing that needs to happen particularly quickly. Like, we're not even in a position where we have 40 of these things. But also, you're just loading those things. Yeah, then... Is this all the same stuff? Except for the cargo wagons, yes. Okay, 15 is actually... Yeah, let's drag this back to 4. We don't need a whole lot of these things. This is just way too many of these things. Yeah, we're going to have this problem where this chest is just full. So much for me just clicking on these things and everything being fine. But yeah, we're just slowly building these. Why are you not... Ah, because there was stuff... Okay, because when I pulled up the other insert, it changed the recipe, and yeah, okay, that's a decent reason. These guys need... These guys need... Yeah, we're getting... Are we actually getting any of this carbon fiber in? Because the current problem is that I don't have carbon fiber reinforced plastic. I'm sure I should have a fair amount of carbon fiber reinforced plastic. I don't actually remember where that build was. It's not that. Is it this thing? Yeah. I've got a ton of carbon fiber reinforced plastic. Okay, there was a train delivering those materials. That is a good reason. Let's go back to cranking these back to decent numbers. Yeah, you guys don't need to request. I mean, I appreciate your enthusiasm, but I don't think you need that much stuff. You can just take your time with it. It's not so much of a big deal that you need to secure. That one's done. That request is done. That request is done. Yeah, you don't need 1,000 of these things. Yeah, these are the resources that should have been slightly better spread around the place. I wasn't expecting to need to do this, but never mind. It's fine. 12 and those numbers are requests I think I'm fine with. It's just, yeah, these magnets we don't need quite so many of, and also this stuff, please don't fill up the chests. This is an exciting thing to watch, I'm sure it's fine. And then we just, yeah, we've got all these suspension wagons, we just need to... Do I have things in my inventory that you and... This is going to make... Yeah, I would rather not spend the diesel wagons that have the fancy mods on them. But also, this is also just fine. We'll just, I mean, we need a lot of these anyway, right? Actually, these, yeah, let's go up to 4 stacks and then up to, say, I don't know what these stack to, but let's just get a ton of trains out. By which I mean, we now need to go and automate HLP magnets. These, yeah, this combined matter is probably just fine. These fusion reactors are also probably just fine. And we're waiting on, yeah, we're waiting on fusion stuff, which is not a resource I particularly care about. We're waiting on the portable fusion reactors, which might be a thing that goes kind of slowly, because that's all blue chips. You know what? We should go and put the labs back. We busted the labs. We should definitely go and put the labs back. And so I guess let's first of all figure out a nice pattern that was... What does it look like? It looked like lab, one of these boxes, one of these boxes. All the bots are going to run around and bring the stuff, and it's fine. A couple of stack inserters, a pattern like this, and then we needed, yeah, these poles can go like here, and then the pattern that was good, actually, let's just first of all, why don't I have... I guess because these are all... I don't know why I'm not getting the labs built and everything else got built quickly. I guess it was my personal bots that did that, and then the main grid bots are just running around with all their different jobs. Oh well. Let's start... Do I want beacons on the outside? I don't think I can... I think we're going to skip beacons on the outside. I think we're just going to start like here. And then... If we have the beacons... Okay, we're going to have to figure out where the rest of this goes, because all of these guys are packed pretty close. And the thing about this pattern is we can actually get more labs in as well. I don't actually know if that's the spacing I want between these labs, but it's probably... Like, why didn't I... Ah, I know what's happened. I've got some research fuses or something like that. Like these research fuses. No, that is incorrect. Because I've got these labs getting built. I was wondering whether or not these labs were getting eaten by things making research fuses. But the thing is, I've still also got labs just in in the grid, so I don't know why these are not getting built, but never mind, we'll figure that out later. Do I want... How many... I've got 40 beacons to play with. Let's see how this goes, I guess. We want a beacon starting... That's a beacon that hits 8 on one side and will hit 8 on the other side, and then here is also a beacon that when we have these things in this pattern will hit. Yes, we'll hit 8 labs on each side. We can, yeah, just kind of continue this pattern. This is going to be the new labs pattern, which, like the old labs pattern, is hopefully the last labs pattern I have to build this run. I mean, I might end up still building more labs, and then it looks like we can get another one of these in here, still hitting 6 things. 6 things? Still hitting 12, so that's kind of value. How many is this? 9? Okay. And then I guess we look at how many it goes this way, and we're not going to be able to fit another row in. Which means what I think we do is we move this entire thing over like 3 tiles so that I've got enough space in here for another row of beacons to boost the labs on the outside. I think that's going to be what the plan is. I still don't know why I'm not getting these labs built. Things are just weird. How are you missing entities for construction? They're like right there in that box, and you also deconstructed these ones. I don't know. It is strange. Let's line this up first by figuring out where we want this to be, and it's going to be here. And then we can not do this. Do I have... I don't have these labs. I don't know where these labs have gone. Good job doing mega-base science things, not knowing where your labs are. So we can do all of this. Bots are going to have a fun time putting all of that back. This has been fairly well judged, I think, because it looks like these two are kind of in the middle. Bots are also still having a fun time discontinuing all of those other builds we've done, which is fine. So how many... 36... Yeah, 36 beacons and 60 labs, and I think we previously had 48 labs, so this is going to be somewhat of an increase, which is nice. All these things don't need to exist either. All of this science is just turning up and filling up, and we need to kind of, you know, do better things with it. We don't have any construction bots free, which is not super surprising. You know what? Have the construction bots that I've got as well, because you guys are all going and getting things done. Was that a good call? That might not have been a good call, because what I wanted to do was wander down to... Yeah, find out where my labs are being built, which is over here, and then... Yeah, you've got... I needed 60 labs or so. Yeah, somewhere all of these labs definitely exist. And we just pulled them out of storage. We definitely had all of those labs. Do we have... No, because I don't have construction bots. Cool. Definitely should not have given away all of my bots. Okay. Okay, new plan. We're just gonna like put those labs back in storage, and bots will eventually build all of this. All of these things are powered. Yeah, all of that. I'm going to contest that all of that stuff is powered. I can't actually tell if these things are connecting to the other networks. So we'll just hack in this kind of stuff. Oh yeah, they're right there over here. So this has definitely given bots a lot of jobs, and also I don't have my construction robots now either, which is a little bit of a shame. I think we're going to do a thing where... Is this inserter on? I think we're going to get rid of that inserter. We're going to grab 16 of these. We're going to find ourselves some green chips. Someone over here is definitely going to use green chips, aren't they? Yeah. And then we're going to make ourselves... This is a fun thing to be doing, isn't it? You have whatever I've got in my inventory. And then we're going to run over here and have you make some more logistic bots for me, which I will then have. And yeah, we've done a labs rebuild, kind of. We kind of need to get this up to speed. after all of that thing happens. Somewhere there were batteries, right? Yeah, because I think the thing I was looking at for this batteries node is, I think most of the plan here for extending these batteries is just going to be something like that. Bearing in mind that I don't actually have the bots that I kind of hoped I would at the moment. But if we can do something like that, and then I guess we're also going to need to upgrade all of this as well, because batteries. And then I think we filter this by type rather than by anything else. But then... And then, yeah, part of this other plan is definitely going to be to have one of these guys with some speed modules in it. We'll have some of these in the middle of this kind of setup here. And this is definitely going to be more batteries. We can loop this one over here. Although we kind of want... I kind of wanted this stuff running the other way, but I guess it doesn't really have to. This might be a thing that I just feel bad about for a while, and it's fine. If we run it this way, then we'll filter this with lithium. All of these bots turning up makes me feel like I might actually have the labs built now. Hey, we've got all the labs built. Why do you not have... Okay, yeah. All the labs are in the process of getting built, which is fine. So some science is happening, which is all we really wanted. And yeah, we'll just check back and hopefully that is done at some point. Give me my bots now. Those are going to be my bots from this point forwards. Where are we gonna... This is not even in the correct direction, is it? Cool. Okay. Let's go and see this new thing which we're trying to build, because we've got to change some filters on it. But I think the other thing we're going to need to do is this. We're going to want more stuff. We're going to want more stuff here, and more stuff here, and more stuff is generally just going to be the requirement, because we are going to need more of the stuff. We've got to get more batteries out. And then this actually wanted to be filter lithium on the left. Yeah, and then upgrading these the same way, we can... those batteries kind of don't matter. I don't think that they're going to be a thing we're going to worry about at all. Let's not throw a grenade there, so all of that stuff can upgrade. We're going to get more lithium out here, and we're even going to have more lithium from here, which is going to be super interesting. I'm not really... Maybe I could think more about this whole dirty water setup, but the fact that these ones aren't running makes me pretty confident that we can just run these things in the way that we are. And then the other upgrade is... This can just be a regular belt at this point. Yeah, because there's some lithium down here, but that's fine, because the lithium can go in there. But then we do want to upgrade all of this section down here, and even that one. Interesting audio clipping with the train there, never mind. And yeah, now we need to get these batteries out somehow, and there might not be a good way of doing this. We might just do this in a bad way, which is also fine. Like, we're not going to share the same belt, because I think that belt is going to be full. But we're going to go here, because then if we go underground, we end up on both sides of this belt, and we now, this looks like I have a full red belt of batteries, which is pretty exciting. Which means that actually, yeah, I think we just need to upgrade all of this from red to yellow, because at the moment I think I'm having not quite balanced train issues due to the belt capacity of, in fact, this link here. So let's also kind of spread these out a bit. Which, I mean, is a problem that I think, mostly happy having. I mean, this is... I was expecting to get to the same number... Oh, that's... Okay. That's why these two look like they have different belt densities, is because two of these are yellow belts, and I was looking at the red one and thinking, there aren't many batteries on this one. Why are there not more batteries here? And it's because there were just more batteries spending more time on the belt, because we needed to push more of that stuff in. I think the thing we're going to do, we're also going to upgrade all of this, because I think we've got... Yeah, based on what I'm seeing over here, we actually have a blue belt's worth of batteries, maybe, sitting around waiting to be pleasantly extracted and put on a train, and we just maybe don't have... Yeah, this guy with 9... Okay, so he's sometimes finding space. I reckon we can just... Yeah, we'll just do more battery stuff, so I'm going to call that batteries problem solved. I've not actually looked at how many we have, but as long as there's more batteries coming out, and is this... That's what the issue is. We need this one here to be upgraded. That's why this piece of belt here looked like it wasn't transmitting enough batteries, because it wasn't, because the feed was not upgraded. So this is quite possibly not going to do a perfect job of splitting the inputs between these three carriages, but never mind. Okay, so what were the other things I wanted to look at? Batteries, we've done the labs, the rich water looked like it was mostly okay. Where's the rich water? This looks like it's managing to keep up. I'm not super convinced that it is, and in fact we've still got, like, I wanted to be moving this rich powder around because it was a better way of moving stuff on a train than moving the rich water, but never mind. We've got to go... I mean, there's two more things that I really want to do. The first is... I mean, actually, let's check whether or not the first... Okay, this is the second one. Is the second one even a thing? The fiberglass plastic. How are we going with the fiberglass plastic? The answer is we are severely using this up, and we are also severely running it down, and we are also short of gas. That was not a thing I was expecting. I was expecting... Like because we have massively increased the amount of the stuff we're using because it goes into the purple science, which we have recently... I might be sitting in the way of some trains here. I'm not. Let's still get out of the way. We have recently massively increased the purple science construction from... actually, is it one of... No, those are all the rocket components. Where is... Oh, the slab usage. Chemical science pack, we have bumped the lab capacity up to what we... Yeah, the 1.6k that we saw being produced at peak. So this is actually a great size of labs for the base we have at the moment. That's worked out better than expected. Yeah, the purple science is super unhappy because of train supply issues. So it's hitting 1.6k, which is how much I want to be using, and it's also how much the labs can use. So that is quite well balanced, but it is definitely running into supply issues of something, and I think it might be... Okay, one of the candidates is the fiberglass plastic, because we need... Yeah, this train here, of which we need to make the furnaces. Are you guys... Yeah, this is requesting 50 furnaces, does not have furnaces. The steel is going to be fine. The bricks are maybe inserter blocked, but probably not a big deal. The red chip's probably also fine. It's probably the fiberglass. Yeah, let's actually do a quick check on general red chip's health. Red chips are completely fine. Then let's also check the fuel situation for this fusion reactor, and it's also completely fine. So that is good. Those are two things that are good. We've got to do the fiberglass plastic. The other automation thing I wanted to do was the HLP magnets for these guys. But yeah, let's go do these magnets first, so we can just get a thing running kind of slowly. Is this the... That's not the... Oh no, this is the place I want it to be, isn't it? Because the recipe for these magnets requires magnets and liquid lead coolant and plasma containers, and gives me back hot coolant. And then the plasma containers also need a bunch of stuff, and then also heat coolant in these plasma facilities, and then this one is a magnetizing facility? Yeah, sure, that makes sense. So, over here is a spot where I kind of already have the laser facilities and the more laser facilities, as it turns out, and then magnetizing facilities and plasma facilities, and already this loop of lead which is kind of going around and occasionally being provided, occasionally providing power via these turbines and these heat exchangers. So I think maybe here, but I think over here we're going to look at building... Now let's actually... Yeah, let's queue one of these things, and then where's a laser facility? Was it a laser facility? Plasma facility. Plasma facility. Yeah, let's queue a couple of these things, put them over here, set some recipes, figure out what we can get. So we can't productivity module these at all, which is fine. So we can... 3 speed, 3 efficiency. We could even do like 4... Yeah, that's going to be fine. But also, what was the speed on these recipes? Because both of these guys have nominally crafting speed 1. Yes. And then we want to do... Not that. This. 2-second craft time, 1 plasma container. Okay. These guys are 2-second craft time, 1 magnet to 2 plasma containers to 1 magnet. So it's a 2-to-1 ratio. I think the plan is going to be... So we kind of need to figure out how to get this hot and cool lead over here. This is being pumped into the tank. That makes a degree of sense. I think what we've got to do then is we've got to also pump this out of the tank, and then we need a way to get this... Can we sneak 2 pipes in through, like, here? Yeah, this is going to work fine, isn't it? We want this pattern. I don't really even mind which of these is the hot and which of these is the cool. But here is the place where this is going to line up. Yeah, so we're going to get cool lead pumped through here. We've got a return for... Actually, what we need to do is, I guess, over here... We need a pump that goes this way, and then I guess this pole can move down by 1 just to power that pump, because this is where the return loop is. And it needs to go back over there. That's how that works. And now we've got these 2 pipes that can be the fluids we want in the grid that we want. And then everything else, I think we just... Okay, I don't actually have... Bots can also bring me some of these, because we would be liking to configure these. Also, bring me another one of these, and just mostly for the modules, so I can module the other thing. As you know, I can pick these up now, and put these modules in here, and we've moduled the other thing. So yeah, so this is... They'll have the same crafting speed, but I need 2 plasma containers for each HLP magnet, which is fine. And then, can we... I guess because it's 2-to-1, it's not going to be super convenient. I think I need 2 of the plasma containers. And then magnets I'm making over here, and then this train is taking them... Am I requesting magnets in the core? I guess one way to see whether or not I'm requesting magnets on the core is to check these builds and see whether or not... So somehow I'm getting magnets into the main logistics network, which is fine. Can I see magnets in... Yeah, magnets. So I do in fact have a logistic request for magnets. So even though the magnets are... Yeah, so we're gonna do the laziest possible thing. We're gonna put magnets on a train here. This train is going to continue on its normal path to the Logic Chaos Mall over here, and then we're gonna have some bots bring magnets over here so we can just Logimall all of this together. That's gonna be fine. Let's get this out of the way. Let's have... Yeah, we need... How many of these do I want? Let's have one there, and then one here. Let's do like a build that is the size, and then this one here is we're trying to do this the other way around, because the fluid that we've got there matches the fluid that we've put here, so that's going to make all of that somewhat easier. Yes, the fiberglass plastic is still an issue. No, I haven't really done anything about it yet. On the upside, the labs are still just banging away with stuff, and we still have, you know, a decent chunk of the sites to just kick through. And then are we actually running down? Because the other thing that I have not done yet, which I actually haven't thought about my beacon limits, I've only got 5 beacons left, and I kind of need to put some more beacons over in the... Yeah, I've got 5 more beacons to play with, and we are definitely running down these buffers because we have never been making this science at the rate that matches the new build. But also, we're going to worry about that later. What we want to do now is have these things... That's not quite a direct insertion pattern, is it? We can go here. Because I was trying to figure out, like, we still definitely want... That can't... Yeah, that's slightly annoying. So I guess we do the other cheeky thing of we rotate this one this way, and then, yeah, I can do this with my bots. Move all of this down, and because these fluid interfaces match, that means this system won't complain too much. Then over here, because the idea is I wanted a direct insertion here, but also direct insertion here, but I had to keep these spaces free to be able to get this pipe through the middle of those, which is how that's going to work. And then logistics chests, which I requested over here, because that's how that works. This is also quite possibly more than we need for all of these to run, but that's also fine. I kind of wanted... Do you need... You don't really... I mean, I still want a fast insert of this. Let's do that with an upgrade. Like these ones in the middle can just be long-handed or just normal because whatever. But we are going to fast insert all of these, and then we also want... Yeah, let's get all of this stuff out the way, because we just want to copy this again, is how that's going to work. Yeah, one of those there, one of these here. This is also going to require actually the magnets. This is actually the only thing we need over here is the magnets. So let's do that. Can I probably can set this up so I can have all of this with a gap of 1 here. These still connect, which is nice. And then this guy here. And then actually this one at this point can go this way, and then we can mirror all of that. And that all lines up, which is nice. Because this setup here means that we've got some hot lead over here. Hot lead action in your neighborhood. And there is where we're going to line these ones up. And I don't think lead throughput is not going to be a problem here, is it? No. We do not need a large amount of lead at all. Why? Oh, because we went to the wrong one. Okay, fine. Not even concerned about how much lead we've got in there. It's not a big deal at all, but we want this one to be here. And then this one. Yeah, now those buildings are running. That is the kind of noise we expected. So we've got hot lead, yeah, we've got cool lead, we've got hot lead being pumped out, we've got these guys who have now got their magnets, or their plasma containers, and not their lead coolant. Should I be making plasma containers for anything else? Exotic stage, what do I use you for? Magnets, the quarry upgrades that I'm not necessarily doing anything with, and then star engine stuff. So I don't actually think I need... I mean, I could also have these guys put magnets somewhere else, but I don't think we need to. I think we're just going to have... Yeah. Request here for exactly the magnets we wanted. These magnets, 100, sure. And then I wanted a request chest. I apparently don't have a request chest either. This thing is a request chest with a lot of crystals in it. That can go here. And we can just, yeah, put that in here. This way around. So now we're making the things that we need to, and I didn't even care. I think I just fill this chest. I think I just let this chest fill. I don't even think it's a big deal. So that's going to be my HLP magnets. HLP magnets. Yeah, HLP magnets automated. We're making. This is 1 every 2 seconds. It says item ingredient shortage. But they should be... Why are you not... You're not getting lead. You're not getting lead because I didn't include... And I also think I took out that one. But we should be able to do that. Are you going full-time? Are you guys both doing... So yeah. So we've got crafting speed 2.5, crafting speed 2.5. So we are getting... a total weight of 5, so we're making 2.5 of these per second overall, which I think is probably fine. I don't know how many of those I need, but the only thing I'm doing with those at the moment are trains. So that is a thing that I am fine with. And are we at least now getting... are we getting some... Yeah, these ones over here are the high tier trains that we want. So I'm tempted to just immediately swap some of those into the LDS facility, because shiny new trains, because we've just got the shiny new thing, and probably we want the shiny new thing. Like, surely we want the shiny new thing. Acceleration power 40 kilowatts, tiny weight. That max speed sounds pretty big, doesn't it? Max speed 259, max speed 864. I think that is pretty good. So give me some of those. Give me like a 4th one of these wagons. Yeah, you're still waiting on these magnets. It's fine. Oh, are you getting... Yeah, you have these magnets. Just make me a 4th one of these, because I want to go assign this train to some LDS. And yeah, I think we're going to keep these old trains around for a bit, but I think one of these is now going to be my personal train, because this just doesn't have a fuel slot. It also doesn't have a gear slot, so I can't put any of that like train boosting stuff in. But also I just might not need to. Let's see how this goes. Where's my LDS? LDS is all the way over here. Cool, good start. Top 10 things to do with the new train include putting it on the tracks the wrong way. So let's go. And this is pretty zippy. I think this is gonna solve... oh yeah, it's gonna give me some problems, isn't it? Because it's gonna get stuck behind all the other trains. So yeah, I think getting the new suspension wagons with the bigger capacity is definitely going to help. But the other thing that's also definitely going to help is we will have a lot more... Yeah, just like trains moving at this speed are going to do a fantastic job of getting from one place to the next. So I think this is going to be... Yeah, I think you guys are, sorry, you're not going to be here anymore. We are going to have my personal trains being the fancy new fusion trains. This is an exciting thing to get into a build. Let's check on these red chips, and they are still fine. They're not completely fine, are they? Are the blue chips fine? Did we at least get that running better? I mean, we do have all of these green chips. Are we also building up green chips? I guess the thing all of these could have looked at is whether or not there were sufficient green chips in the network. Because at the moment, yeah. Because at the moment, with how this is set up, all of these are kind of limited by blue chip manufacture speed. And in fact, we could have another beacon in here as well. It still only hits 8, doesn't actually hit all 12. Bit of a shame. Yeah, I think these inserters could look at the number of green chips so that we could be getting value out of, for example, these assemblers, even if I don't have the production speed to be turning them all into blue chips. But yeah, okay. So let's throw on these wagons. Let's throw on all 4 wagons. Let's get stuck on some trees. Let's run on the other train tracks and hopefully not die. Where is the LDS? Is over here? Yeah, let's just like add this train to the schedule, and yeah, this is, I mean, they load really quickly because stack inserters versus how much LDS is here. Also, this is immediately filled quickly, so yeah, we're still not really producing any of these things. Well, okay, we're still not at our LDS production capacity. It's better. The thing I do need to do is this train, you need to not exist anymore, because I don't actually have the train capacity to... I've only got these 4 stations, and I guess there's the other LDS stations, but I can't rely on them. These train stations here are going to be, like, I still can't increase the total number of LDS trains I have. So we're going to go and have to find that other train, which I think was on the bottom of the grid somewhere. Like, I think somewhere there should be... yeah, this train. This train is... and these new electromagnetic trains are super fast. This is going to make a lot of things better. And probably also significantly more dangerous, because we will not see these trains coming. They will just fly in, hit whatever's in the way, not care. So that's also going to be the end of using cars, like, at all. But yeah, I think also this is the other one that I wanted to look at, isn't it? Yeah, and I don't think we're going to look at this today. I think we're going to have to leave this for next time, because it's kind of episode length. But the thing that strikes me is... I mean, all of this is kind of beaconable. Are we still... so we've got gas. Didn't I have... where is the starting lake? Starting lake is here. Didn't I have... I did have this thing that was also just turning out gas, that also doesn't have a huge amount of gas. So we're just gonna... yeah, we're not going to worry about how many beacons we don't have. I can add, like, another 3 beacons. But I think we're going to add beacon here, and I've now got 1 beacon in the capacity left after these 2 are placed, and then hopefully we just get a bit more gas out here, which hopefully resolves the other problem. You are actually full, which is kind of inconvenient. Okay. Yeah, I was planning on that being empty. I've kind of mucked around with those train stations a bit in a way that's kind of inconvenient. Actually, is there a train over here? There was. If I had been a second faster, I could have flicked this one to manual and then caught it while it was empty. So there's now a bunch of trains moving LDS around in a way that's probably fine. The other complication is that the places that are receiving LDS don't necessarily have the storage or box capacity for the LDS that we're bringing in, because we haven't changed any of these station limits. I think the rocket fuel is also going to need those new trains. All of this is waiting for satellites. I was going to say this is all backed up on space science, except it's not backed up on space science. If there's no space science in here, we are low on just not having satellites in the system. So why do we not have satellites in the system? And do we have a couple more of these? Not that box, this box. We've got one more suspension wagon. Could you please... I need compact fusion cells, which are required for a bunch of different things. Have these compact fusion cells, have this compact fusion cell. They should just be producing, shouldn't they? Portable fusion reactors, which I think is LDS and blue chips, of which I hope I have a number of each. Yeah, I wanted... Actually, 3 of these is not enough. I do actually need 4 of these. So I think we're gonna... Yeah, because the plan was I would replace this science train, which is all 4 wagons, because it's how we get satellites over to the other build, with a super fast electromagnetic train. Where is... Okay, so up here is... Why are you not making... You're not making blue chips. That is not super fantastic, because... Oh, these blue chips are... Okay, so they've got acid. They're not getting gold. They are not getting gold fast enough. How is the gold node doing? The gold node is... Where is it? Is it here? Yes. There's still... Okay, so we are actually using gold faster than we are producing it. We are quite possibly also running down the heavy water. We can also now have the bots clear up the last of this old... Not that one, that was supposed to be a map scroll. Clear up the last of this old section, which is fine. Then put those back. And then also, yeah, also all of these things can just go away, and we can put these back. So yeah, so we do need to do something about the rich water. We need to do something about making more gold as well. I wonder if the other... Where are the other... I think there's another... I think these... Okay, so rich water is struggling, but I think these other stations are keeping up with the demand for these rich water metals. I think it's mostly just the gold that is a problem because the blue chips are a problem. But we're going to have to do something about that. Then we also need to do something... Yeah, because that's affecting my ability to get processing units, and it's also affecting my... Why do I only have 2 bots? Did I put them all in... Did I put them all in a Roboport somewhere? I wonder if there are just more bots. Maybe there's some more bots by the other labs we rebuilt that I could grab. Yeah, need more blue chips. Need more rich water to go into the gold, to go into the blue chips. Need the blue chips to be launching the satellites to get the space science. Need the blue chips to be making... Do you guys have... No, I wanted to steal the fusion cells again to make more of these wagons, because the wagons with the faster transmissions will also help me get gold out there. I think this is just a thing that... Yeah, and then there was also the fiberglass thing. I'm kind of in a space of... Hey, look at this just nicely running, and we can just have this tick over. Except that even at 1,500 science, if we've got 4 million science to do, and we are also currently out of... What science are we... Oh, we're out... Okay, we're not doing any science because the science ticked over and I didn't have anything else queued. That's fine. Yeah, because we've got to... With the next 4.5 million science we have to do of the exotic stabilizers... Let's just start the exotic stabilizers. Actually, that's not true. The black holes, the white holes, and then also this other beacon tech, and then all of this stuff. Doing 4.5 million science on 1,500 science per minute is still quite a long while. I think what we're going to do first, though, is we are going to continue to pretend that military capability and defense is our thing we're going to pretend to care about, even though we kind of don't. One of these... Was it this effectivity 3? Yes, I think I have enough cubes for this, because this leans into more beacon support. I don't have this many cubes yet, but we'll get some of these kinds of science. Explosive damage we are doing. When we were doing combat stuff, we were doing landmine stuff, so we'll get that. We probably would be doing nuke stuff if we hadn't already turned biters off, but we will pretend that... Well, this is also only the 40k version. Okay, sure. We will pretend that military competency is a thing that we will still do, and then we'll kick into this large deal of 50,000, 500,000 science. That's going to take us a while. And yeah, we are now also actually pretty low on space science, because we aren't getting the blue chips to where they need to go. So yeah, so I think that's going to be... Yeah, I think I kind of wanted to get to a point of, hey, we can just kind of potter around tidying up old stations, figuring out like what we need to build next. Turns out, also these things are... Yeah, we kind of need the new beacon capacity as well, don't we? Because we are running down these... Wagons being empty at this point probably means that the green and red science, which are all the way over... Where are they? Over here? These... okay, it's okay for the moment. Yeah, we need to get more beacons. Yeah, I kind of wanted to just, like, get the base to a place where it's kind of ticking over and is happy, except it isn't, because there's still the rich water stuff, there's still the fiberglass stuff. I was anticipating there being a larger gap between some of these episodes while more stuff just happened, but it's not yet. We need to come back and build some more fiberglass. I think we've got this giant fiberglass node all the way out, this one over here. Yeah, with 2 trains waiting here. This is definitely a fiberglass node that can just bring the fiberglass in, and then we can do the plastic reinforcement closer. So that's going to make a large part of... Actually, let's find that node, because that node is supposed to be... is it this one? Yeah. Yeah, let's just be ambitious and say that we won't need this station here, or this fuel supply, or this combinator, and we're just going to empty out this stone. In an effort to... Yeah, and that's all a single process. We're going to run out the stone, we're then going to run out all of this fiber... Yeah, this glass, and then all the fiberglass, and then we'll come back later, having thought about how to beacon these better, and basically blitz this entire station, train in some fiberglass, make all of this faster and better, because we need this to go faster and better. But that might not even be the priority compared to the rich water. But yeah, got a lot of stuff done, getting tech going at a decent rate now, right? Kind of, other than... Okay, so that was me not having set a tech, but I am about to run out of space science because we don't have the satellites. So yeah, still got some things built. Batteries seem happier. We've got some fancy new trains now that are a lot of fun. And yeah, time to just like wait on getting more trains. Why are these guys all not working? Item ingredient shortage. What are you short of? You're short of LDS? You're not short of LDS. You are also short of fiberglass reinforced plastic. Of course you are. Okay, so yeah, definitely fiberglass reinforced plastic next time, rich water stuff, gold, things like that. A couple more things to build before the base is like happily at scale, but we're at least going pretty well for now. Yeah, it's going better. Things are fine. Yeah.